What is going on, YouTube? So coming back today, I have my first version of my ESPN MLB mock draft. I believe this is my 4th overall mock draft for ESPN fantasy base, or for just fantasy baseball in general. Like I said, my first on ESPN. So coming in a little bit late after the draft started. Paul Goldschmidt was taken as the first overall pick. Mike Trout is the second, which was my pick, as you guys can see right there. So it's going to be interesting for me to see kind of the variation in the set of rankings between ESPN and Yahoo. Like I said, all I've drafted on so far is Yahoo, so that's the main set of rankings I've been seeing. And the most notable differences at first, looks like Chris Bryant ranked a little bit lower than Yahoo. Yahoo has him around 12 or 13. Mookie Betts a little bit lower. D. Gordon a lot higher. Nolan Arenado and Jose Altuve a little bit higher. Let me see what else I can notice here. Charlie Blackmon higher. Miguel Sano a little bit lower. Buster Posey a lot lower. And yeah, that's all I got for now for the rankings. So, some things that I've also noticed in my drafts is I've kind of waited to swoop up a guy like a second baseman and a shortstop. And at times it's come back to hurt me. One that I say that I keep on wanting to get is Robinson Cano. I've mentioned him over and over and over again as a huge value pick this year. I mean, Jose Altuve and D. Gordon will bring you a lot of value as well. Obviously, D. Gordon will bring you a whole host of stolen bases, but Robinson Cano will bring you basically every single stat you want, maybe besides stolen bases. Another position that I've been delving pretty deep into as well this year is catcher. One of my favorite positions to delve into, as today I will also be doing my top 10 best catchers, starting off my new MLB series for rankings, not the new ranking series. I've already gone through my complete NBA rankings as well, but starting my MLB today to try to kind of celebrate the kickoff of the MLB season. Opening day coming up in about a month and a half. Spring training opening up this week. So obviously it is about that time. Fantasy baseball is really starting to heat up. It's something that is very exciting to talk about really when it first comes around, and then it seems to kind of get lost in everything in about June, but maybe July, when fantasy football comes back around and college football starts getting hyped back up again. Now for me, last year, or actually the last few years, I believe the last 3 years were the first set of years where I've been able to make it through a complete year of fantasy baseball. It was just something I was never really able to do. I know that a lot of people run into that problem as well. They kind of just get lost in the whole thing, and it's easy to understand why. To me, catcher is one of the more interesting positions this year. There was a whole host of really new names coming through last year in the catcher position. Stephen Vogt, JT Realmuto, Travis d'Arnaud, Kyle Schwarber, of course, coming along pretty big in the 2015 season. Obviously kind of coming out of nowhere. Stephen Vogt is one, obviously you can see I have him selected right now. I remember seeing him in Tampa for quite a while. He went to Oakland and just completely broke out in the last season. Really had a huge first half to the season and still played pretty well down the stretch as well. And the reason why I like to spend so much time on catchers is because I do like to think I have sound strategies formulated for positions like outfield, starting pitching. Alright, anyway, go to my pick. So we don't get lost in the rankings. Alright, see what we still got available here. Alright, I could add on to the outfield. But you know what? I'm going to reach a little bit. Actually, no, not yet. I'm going to go ahead and pick up AJ Pollock. Kind of forgot I had two picks later after picking AJ Pollock. Alright, so another thing that I forget about ESPN is the emphasis they put on outfield. You have 5 outfielders, so it's important to build a solid outfield, where on Yahoo you only have to do 3. Alright. Yeah, let's go ahead and grab them. So reaching a little bit here, but one thing that I'm going to try out this year is just to take a top-end catcher. Last year I tried to play the strategy of really waiting and trying to pick up a little bit of a sleeper. Now, I don't know how much, I guess I considered Nick Hundley kind of a sleeper last year, and it played out okay, but he wasn't, like you said, stats were good, but not great. But he was in Colorado, so that helps him out. Alright. Be interesting to see if Yadier Molina can look like the Yadier Molina of old this year. Obviously, kind of a down year power-wise last year. Alright, so start looking around some other positions. Like I said, if he's still there, I'll try to pick up Cano at 39. Alright, so kind of look through the picks so far. Todd Frazier's been a guy that's been climbing up draft boards very quick. In Yahoo, he started out ranked around 60. As you can see there, he's taken at like 29. I've noticed that there's kind of been a flip-flop between Paul Goldschmidt, Mike Trout, and even Bryce Harper at some points being the first overall pick. Alright, it's going to be close. Like I said, we'll see if Robbie Cano can make it to me. Obviously, pitcher is a big point of emphasis, too, with this. Oh, he did not. Okay, so would look in the direction of starting pitcher, but I'm not big on Corey Kluber. I'm not big on Jacob deGrom. So not big on Matt Carpenter. Alright. Oh, we're just going to stack the outfield. Alright. So it looks like pitcher's going to be a heavy position for us taking in the middle rounds. Alright, let's see what's available at third base and shortstop. Alright, Kyle Seager, Troy Tulowitzki. Let's go and get Jacob deGrom. For me, I'm not huge on Jacob deGrom, but for me, he was the clear best pitcher available then. It's kind of interesting. This is a nice little hot spot of pitchers right here. Greinke, Strasburg, and Fernandez ranked a lot lower than they are on Yahoo. Let's take a look at some of the auto pick teams. I would actually like this team though if this was a real live draft. It's got a nice balance on it. You can rack in your stolen bases with these three guys, and then obviously these three guys also do well with pretty much every other stat. And Buster Posey, probably the best offensive catcher. Strasburg, Jose Fernandez will make it. And then Noah Syndergaard too. So that's a nice little crop of starting pitchers. Let's look a little bit lower, see some of the guys down here. Michael Wacha pretty low down there. Stroman's a little bit higher, but he's right around where I think he should be. Alright, so I'm going to do like I did, which I don't know if I've done that in a draft so far. I'm only going to go through the first 12 rounds. Like I said before, actually, this is only 45 seconds per pick. I believe it's on Fantasy Football. You get about a minute and a half, 90 seconds. This one takes a little bit longer, so I'm probably only going to go through the first 12 rounds. We are through almost 15 minutes already, so I'm going to try to keep the length of this one down a little bit. Alright, oh, not even paying attention. Okay, so Jose Fernandez is still there. So I'm going to swipe him up. Get a solid start to my pitching staff. And then start looking at some of my middle infielders. I'm not huge on any of those guys. Might be a little bit of a reach, but I'll go ahead and see if Freddie Freeman's still there. Go ahead and pick him up. Looks like this guy's going to auto draft. Oh, maybe not. It took him a really long time to pick. And Evan Longoria is also pretty low on this. Might be what I look to reach for again. I'm a big Rays fan, so I like Evan Longoria. Alright, so get Freddie Freeman. Try to get a solid start to my infield. Might look in the direction of Corey Seager or Francisco Lindor if they're still there. I don't think they will be, though. Francisco Lindor's been a guy that's been going off draft boards like real early. He was a sleeper for me, but I think he was a sleeper for a lot of people, so it just kind of ended up as being a unanimous rise in draft boards. That's a good slot for Ryan Braun, too. Pick him up at 65. There you go, Seager's already gone. Kind of the unanimous #1 prospect in baseball right now. I think it'll be interesting to see what happens with Ian Desmond this year. I know the Rays had a little bit of interest in him. In case you guys didn't know, I mean, obviously you can probably tell, this league I'm doing is a 10-team standard league. Playing with one catcher, obviously just the regular set of infielders, second base, shortstop, first to third base. So got the middle infielder and then the corner infielder, 5 outfielders, only 1 utility, which kind of surprises me. Let's see, we got 1, 2, 4, it looks like 8 pitchers and then 3 bench spots, which equals 25 total. So actually a lot more than Yahoo I believe only does 22 total. So Lord knows how long an auction draft would take on here. Might do one, I'm not sure. Like I said, I like to get if I'm going to do these, I like to get a variety of looks. I never try to do the same thing twice, but this would take an extremely long time. Like I said, I didn't actually end up doing the entire thing, but the last auction draft I did, the total draft time was in the realm of 6.5 hours. Some people actually stayed on for the entire time, I think, so I don't know. That's a long time to spend. I never spent more than 2 hours on a draft, and that was the first time I did, at least on a fantasy baseball draft. So yeah, that one took quite a while, and I believe through the first 2 hours I only had like 8 players selected. I mean, I guess the good thing about live drafts is if you're kind of crunched for time, start getting towards the end of the draft, a lot of people go on auto pick, and then especially on ESPN where it just only takes like a second for each auto pick to go by, if that long. Obviously the rounds start flying by, but when you're in the early rounds, people take the full 45 seconds. It can take a little while. Alright, so Lindor's still there. See if he's able to make it. Might be taken by one of the auto picks. One guy that I've seen just kind of had a huge drop was Jose Reyes. Started out on Yahoo around the 50s, and on ESPN he's dropped down. Nope, still got him. Dropped down to 88. Cool. So Lindor did actually fall to me for the first time, I think, this year. Then pretty much every draft I bid in, people have reached for him. So that's good for me. And then let's see what's up with pitchers right now. Okay. Don't really like the look right now. Maybe Rosenthal. Marcus Stroman, would that be a little bit of a reach? I need to round out that infield. See what's available at second base. Looks like Odor's the best. See what's available at third. Let's go ahead and take Longoria. Like I said, a little bit of a reach, but player that I don't want to end up losing off the draft board. Draft going by a little bit slowly right now. Alright, so look through my team right quick. If you guys, I think a lot of people actually, when they go through this, they like looking through the, or they like just listening to what happens. And if you cannot see on the right side of the screen, my catcher, I got Buster Posey. First base, I got Freddie Freeman. Nothing at second base. Third base, got Evan Longoria. Shortstop, Francisco Lindor. Haven't filled my middle or corner infielder positions yet, and then Mike Trout, AJ Pollock, and Carlos Gomez so far in the outfield, and then Jacob deGrom and Jose Fernandez are the two pitchers I have taken so far. So obviously need to start looking a little bit in the direction of pitcher. Like I said, I've said this in pretty much every mock draft I've done. I really like the crop of pitchers available kind of in the middle rounds of the draft, and normally I like to save some pitchers for then. I do like to get a few guys for the top end of my pitching staff, especially when you have to have 8 pitchers. Like I said, Jacob deGrom and Jose Fernandez, to me, are a good way to start off the rotation, and there's definitely still plenty of talent available at around the 11th, 12th round spot. One of the guys I'm high on this year, Marcus Stroman, still available. See if he could fall to me, I'll go ahead and scoop him up. And probably need to grab another infielder. I don't like to go into the later rounds without infielders. It's obviously something you want to have filled on a day-to-day basis. And not cycled as heavily as outfielders, and as you can see, outfielder is my most heavily stacked position right now. Three of my first 4 picks, that's right, were outfielders. Alright, so Rougned Odor's off the draft board, and that was, I believe, the best second baseman that was still available. So could look in the direction of DJ LeMahieu. I might honestly just wait a little bit on second base. See what's available at the corner positions. Brandon Belt's still there. I don't think he's going to make it through the auto picks, though. Well, maybe. Oh, no. One pick away. Alright, let's go and scoop up Marcus Stroman. And then, I really don't know. So let's take a look back at second base here. I could get DJ LeMahieu. Just not something I'm want to pick right now. And doesn't really matter. Alright. See, I'm going to hold off on second base for a little bit. Might hold off on the entire infield for a little bit. See what's available at first and third right now. Michael Franco's not bad, but I don't know. Very indecisive right now. Got some talent right here in the outfield. Cole Calhoun, a guy that I am high on. Still got Puig, who had a very bad season last year. Ben Revere gets you some stolen bases, and Christian Yelich. Good hitter for average. Alright, let's go ahead and scoop up. I'm going to go ahead and scoop up Michael Franco. At least if I wasn't able to get a second baseman, at least fill one of the infield positions. And I'm going to see if Michael Walker and Michael Pineda can fall to me at my next pick. Raisel Iglesias, another guy that I'm pretty high on this year. I think Carlos Martinez was just picked. Probably want to look in the direction of a relief pitcher too next round. Maybe Melanson, Ken Giles. See where Brad Boxberger is, another guy that I'm pretty high on this year. Jonathan Shoup. That's interesting. Alright, like I said, trying to see if Walker will fall to me in the next round. See if there's anyone worth taking at second base. I don't know if Neil Walker will fall that far, but I'll see if I can get him. Neil Walker's a guy that I feel like I end up with almost every single year. Devin Travis so far way down there. Very solid second baseman, Joe Panic as well. Some sleepers to pick up. Javier Baez. Guy that's got a lot of power, but really hasn't really hasn't realized his potential yet. So a few more guys going on. I think we'll only got about half the people left in this draft. I said I was going to make it to round 12. I'll see if I can make it to around 15. Like I said, I still have a lot of my team to fill out. I know only 4 teams left. So, like I said, a lot of players to draft here, and I will be posting my entire results for my team in the description below, round by round, as I pretty much always do. If you don't want to go through the complete draft, if you just want to see what picks I actually ended up making, which I know a lot of people just like seeing the results, and yeah, like I said, nothing wrong with that. So, see if I can be able to scoop up Neil Walker with this pick. And yeah, he's still there. Cool. Oh, my pick again. Alright. Look in the direction of a pitcher. Oh, Smart is still there. Oh, let's go with Ken Giles. See if Walk is still there with my next pick. Like I said, I really needed a relief pitcher. Billy Hamilton just taking. He's the guy that I pretty much ended up with every draft so far. Like I said, probably got a decent amount of stolen bases with this lineup, so not a big position of need. Guy that I've been pretty big on, especially after the trade. I think Oakland's just a perfect fit for him, is Chris Davis. Could be some nice little pop in the middle of that lineup. See if he makes it all the way to my pick. Pretty much got the complete infield rounded out now. Still just need a middle infielder to round it out completely. Alright. So he did not... Wait, did he? Oh, no. Picked a couple picks ago. Alright, so looking in the direction of a pitcher now. Michael Walker right there. Okay. Let's see what is overall some of the best players available right now. Not something that I've looked at in a little while. Still got A-Rod. Got the Grandy Man, Salvador Perez, Verlander, Steven Souza, Brett Lawrie. Alright, let's try to fill that middle infielder spot. Let's go Brett Lawrie. Alright, so that's through 15 rounds, and like I said, that's all that I was really going to go through. That's a lot for how many I thought I was going to go through in the first place. So I will be posting, like I said, my entire results in the description below. But that is pretty much it. Let's see.